Today is a good day. I asked myself, I said, Self, what do you want to talk about today? We went to church yesterday and I didn't report because I wasn't feeling really well. I had the tummy thing, and everybody might think it was because of the Super Bowl, but I'm here to tell you that I didn't go for the Seahawks or the Broncos. I didn't even know who was playing in the Super Bowl until the day before the Super Bowl. I was going for the Falcons. I believe that that's why the Seahawks won, because they merged with the spirit of the Falcons. Go Falcons, go Falcons. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about today. I wanted to tell everyone to remember to keep the faith. I feel a unction in the spirit. Go with me on this, because I'm sure that when people view this, they will be able to see the same thing. There is a shifting taking place. I have been praying for a very long time that women would come together and that we would form a camaraderie, because previously there has been a history that women did not get along. You usually would have a group of women over here and a group of women over there, and they would all be just different towards one another, and you couldn't find a sense of love or even a place of agreement. That there was always some type of animosity, some type of enmity between women. And I had prayed for several years. I said, Dear God, I think that we would be better as a gender if we could just get along, because men do it. They're able to get into an argument and forgive each other. They might not remain in the same company. However, they were able to maintain a plateau of acceptance. And women couldn't do that at one point in time. We would always be at odds with each other. We would always compare ourselves to one another. But there is a shifting happening in the spirit where now women are accepting that inside, no matter what is going on outside, we all feel like I'm just as good as the next person. That's honest. And we all are able to say, you know what? I'm no better than you, and you're no better than me. If you do what you're supposed to do and I do what I'm supposed to do, we'll be great. And I just see that women are getting along way better, and we're doing a much better thing. So I just wanted to take this time to thank all of the women that are taking it upon themselves to accept their fellow sister and to say, hey, you know what? I accept you for you. And I'm thanking you ahead of time for accepting me for me. I wanted to tell you, in church, we talked about a very deep topic here. I don't know if you all are ready for this. Maybe this will be at some later time, but I really do feel like our pastor is led by the Spirit to discuss the topics that she discusses. But this particular topic, I'm going to tell you, it was about demonics. It was about having things in your home that come with a spirit attached to it. And that's pretty scary. All of us like horror movies at one point in time. Maybe some of us don't, but some of us do. We like that edge on your seat, that being scared. We like that roller coaster ride full of emotion. But what happens when the horror story is no longer on TV and it's the world that you're living in? What happens when you find out the reason why you're doing the things you're doing is because you're being persuaded by a demonic nature? What happens then? What happens when all of those movies that you watched, Candyman, Nightmare on Elm Street, the Jasons, the Halloweens, the new movies, the Amityville horrors, the movies with the Grudge, and what happens when those are true? What happens when you have an evil spirit in your home? What happens when you had someone to curse you? What happens when you've had someone to speak bad things over your money, bad things over your mind, bad things over your family? And you can't figure out for the life of you why you keep having these things to happen. You don't know why you've changed. You don't know why your temperament's changed. You're doing things that were not ever in your nature, and you're just going with the flow because you believe that that's you now. I know I've not ever been this type of woman, but for some strange reason I am. I'm just going with the flow. Everybody else is that way. I'm just going with the flow. This is for men and women alike. What happens when what's going on with you is really a spiritual, demonic possession. People don't want to believe in that. That's why I said maybe you're not ready. People don't want to think that that may be what's happening. But it's real. And it's attached to the things that you have in your home. It's attached to the people that you allow in your home. It's attached to the movies that you watch, the music that we listen to, because I listen to a little hip hop too. I like the radio and all those things. I call myself being equally balanced. I'm not too good, but I'm not too bad, because I know that a false balance is an abomination. I'm not lukewarm. I am fully persuaded that Jesus Christ is Lord. However, I like to be touchable, but not easily influenced. And it's called being a Christian. I understand that I'm covered by grace and that God has a plan for me. And whether I become extremely wealthy or whether I become extremely abased, I understand that God has a plan for me. However, during all of this plan, what if the reason or the hindrance, God's not going to let it prevail? Surely he won't. But what if the hindrance is because of something that I am allowing to come into my home? What if the reason for you not having success, what if the reason for you having nightmares, you not having peace in your heart, you not having love in your home, you being always a victim of robbery, always being a victim of negativity? What if it's because of something that you have allowed, that you're allowing? What if it's demonic? People say, oh, well, what is demonic? Demonic is a purposeful manifestation to cause dis-ease and torment. A demonic spiritual situation is to purposely cause you torment and pain. People say, well, I'm not really being tormented, especially when you've given in. It may have been a fight at first. You may have decided, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. That's not me. That's not me. And then that demonic kept on you and on you until you finally gave in. And that's when you have a possession. Because now you belong to that spirit, and it'll continue to use you to inflict pain, not just to yourself, but to others. What's the remedy? I told you about the negative. I don't do problem statements without resolution. The solution is to sit down and take a collective inventory of who you really are. I tweeted this the other day. I said, it's a big thing. People are always talking about purpose, purpose, purpose. And it's a very hard thing to understand and determine what is your purpose. First of all, you have to know what purpose means. You have to, analyze your life. And purpose is not just analyzing where you are. It's analyzing where you've been. And it's analyzing where you're possibly going to go. But you can't do that when you don't have a faith base. You can't do that when you don't have a spiritual base. So how do you obtain and define and understand your purpose when you haven't actually acquired the tools you need to do that type of assessment? But what I said was, people need to find their intention. Someone will look it up and say, purpose and intention is kind of the same thing. Kind of, but not exactly. What I understand intention to be is, what is your plan? What is your plan? What did you, out of all the things in life, what did you want to do? Do you want to commit to that thing in spite of the good and the bad? Is your plan negative or is it positive? Will it help people or will it just help you, your family, and your friends? Is your plan humanitarian in nature or is it selfish? Selfish doesn't just mean I don't want you to play with my toys. Selfish just doesn't mean it's my way or no way. Selfish means that the only person it benefits is things that are related to you. You can help your whole neighborhood. You can help your whole family. You can help every single one of your friends. But if it's only the people that you're helping, if they're only the people that you know, then your plan is selfish. And that is not what love is. Love isn't just loving who you are and the people that love you. The word tells us to love everybody because we've all fallen short. None of us can ever be perfect. Even the cleanest person is still arrogant or prideful in some way. Even the cleanest person that has conquered pride and arrogancy, they're falsely humble. It's always something, and only God can see that part. So when you have submitted to something that is negative or demonic, the resolution is find your intention, because that's the way to fight back. Not just knowing who you are, but who you are rests in what drives you. What do you plan to do? Some people say, well, I don't plan to do nothing. I want to live off of everybody. I'd rather have people taking care of me. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to work. I don't want to have pain. I'm tired. I just want to sit here and let somebody take care of me for a change. That means you are tired. And your prayer is for energy. Your prayer is for renewal. And people say, I don't want to be renewed. I want to live off of people. Then we know that things that live off people are parasites. And like the lame man in the Bible, everywhere Jesus went, he cast down lameness. He cast down parasitic thoughts. When the lame couldn't walk, he told him, get up. When the blind couldn't see, he told him to see. When the dead couldn't raise, he told him, come on, you sleep. So we are supposed, by nature, created, to work until we die. What if the trees and the grass decided to stop giving off the oxygen that we need to breathe? People say, oh, that's silly, that's out of there. It's the same principle. No matter how tired you are in your body, no matter how tired you are in your mind, that is a demonic possession. It's called the spirit of slothfulness. You're supposed to work until the day you die. Maybe your body isn't physically able to work. Then you have to use your mind. You have to be some type of pillar. You have to continue to deposit. Just like a plant, a flower, it continues to be pollinated. You must continue to give off seed to the next generation, to the people that are around you. And if you decide that I no longer want to give anything, I no longer want anything I don't want to give out anything, I just wanted to come in, then you're something like a stopper, a blockage, an hindrance, an obstacle, because your only purpose is for self-fulfillment, which we've already said is selfishness. So, for anything that would be negative or demonic in nature, you need to find out who you are and determine whether you're a negative person or a positive person and make that adjustment. For everybody that decides they're going to be negative, it's free will. At any point in time, you can change your mind. Especially if you believe that you used to be positive, you can be positive again. You have to want to. You really do. I love you with the love of the Lord. I thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope that my words have been a positive inspiration into your life. Mwah!